is rolling. It's really poo yellow.
Yeah, it is. You're right. I have an idea.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Please stop.
Oh. Hey, green
Whew.
now. Yay,
The
green.
green hurts my eyes.
Please stop.
But it looks so cool.
Please
We'll
stop.
stop when you start.
Please stop.
Oh, now we got yellow. Oh, we had red.
I gotta scroll so
Oh.
far to the bottom, and I can't fucking drag the thing. I'm just gonna like use the fucking mouse wheel.
Why
Man,
just close
it
chat and
really
reopen
sounds
it?
like you're having a hard time.
Why not just what?
Close chat and reopen it.
You can't do that.
Is there no like clear chat command or something?
There is, but I can't find it. I don't know if it's gone or if it's just because motherfuckers have filled it up with dice rolls or something.
Yeah, those motherfuckers.
Hey, found it.
Right, let's do it again.
Take that.
Adam,
Um,
stop.
How did you know?
wait, what?
Stop.
What the fuck is happening?
Adam is being the worst. Okay, so everyone here, everyone ready to go? Got
Yep.
sound off? Yep. Sweet. We will be continuing without Karjan for tonight. Doesn't look like his internet has sorted itself out.
No XP for him.
No XP for him. And perhaps no discussion of the head that he has wrapped to his belt.
Yeah.
Or had, I
Actually
should
kind of
say.
slightly relieving.
And now that he's like in cardboard cutout mode, I'll just like take the head and throw it in a bush somewhere.
Fair enough. Okay.
Provided we don't all get murdered by drow.
Oh yeah, we got knocked out, didn't we?
Yes, so that's where we left. You guys had just released some foul beastie into the realm somehow by failing to be good at stopping a ritual.
Wow. It's all that guy who's not here's fault.
One could argue that it is in fact guy who's not here's fault. One might
I think he's definitely the easiest target.
one might suggest that his moving out of the corner where your creature was pinned was in fact the cause of your failure to stop the ritual. One might suggest
There's no
that.
need to guess. There's no need to guess at all.
I only guessed because I'm not going to name any names, but I'm pretty sure it was Carter's fault. Alright, so you guys ended up climbing up the path, or the ladder, sorry, and emerging into the farm where you found the lady who you believed to be back at B's farm, awaiting your contact. Held captive by some drow, and you found yourself surrounded, outclassed, and outnumbered, and proceeded to be knocked unconscious as her blood spilled from her throat. Because you can't even save a single person. Well done.
Did that make us level?
You already are level 2.
Level 3?
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's reward failure.
I thought getting knocked unconscious gives bulk XP.
It does, just not to you. Gives it to the guy who knocked you unconscious. They just took down like a CR9 party.
That's intense.
Alright, so when you come to, you find yourselves captives. You get glimmers and shakes of travelling. Some of you wake up at times and I guess move around to try and see where you are. but find that you're all bound hands and feet with the previously mentioned black sacks over your bags, blocking your vision out. And occasionally, if you struggle and make a noise, you're met with a swift crack across the head again and go back into unconsciousness.
By bags, did you mean heads?
There's heads over your heads.
You said black sacks over our bags.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Well, stop being racist. Yes,
What?
that's probably what I meant. Black sacks / bags over your heads.
Maybe he meant like black bags over our like nut sacks. Or
Maybe you're
something.
tired and I'm talking about black bags over your eyes.
That's what I was wondering.
I am tired.
Shut up.
So, a few of you who managed to wake up a couple of times, so let me get a D20 from all 4 of you.
In the tower?
No, just roll it in chat. Okay, so Theron, you woke up once after being smacked in the head, and you thought to yourself that perhaps you can stay awake without shuffling around, and you managed to get a good 15-20 minutes of being awake without being smacked around, or without them knocking you back out because they're unaware. So you stop moving for around 15-20 minutes when you regain consciousness and remember enough to stay calm. And you listen, I suppose. Do you have any actions you want to try and do whilst you're aware of what's happening? You're aware so much in that you feel like you're traveling in a cart. The road is quite bumpy that you're on. You don't see any light coming through your sack that is over your head, and you can hear no talking. There's no sort of voices coming from around.
I wanted to use my awakened mind to try and fuck with their heads, but it says any creature you can see within 30 feet, so I think that idea is out.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah, I'll just try and, I guess, just listen and hear as much as I can, and I guess take note of it, and there's not really much else I can do.
Okay, so a few minutes go by and not much happens, and you listen out, and you don't hear any discussion, as I said before, but after a little bit you hear the sound of rushing water approaching from above your head. So you're lying down, so you assume that it's the way you're traveling, and you hear the sound of rushing water, maybe like a waterfall or a very fast running stream, and then a couple of minutes later that sound is sort of gone back down towards your feet, so back into the distance, back, you assume, the way you came. And that's all of note that you hear. And then you let out a small groan of pain or a moan or whatever it may be, a bit of discomfort, and you're knocked back unconscious again. The rest of you, no one's quite clever enough to...
Milo got a 16.
Yeah, Milo.
It wasn't a
rolled high.
DC check. It wasn't a DC, it was just anyone who rolled an odd number.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
crafty.
Threw you for 6 to 9. So the rest of you, every time you wake up, you're sort of coming to from unconsciousness and thrashing around and making enough of a racket that they know that you're awake, and they knock you back the hell out. Now, when you finally come to, you find all 4 of you are being sort of shaken and yelled awake. So the first one to wake up is Din, and you awake with the start of the feeling of falling, and you realize, shit, you may well actually be falling, and then suddenly the feeling's over as you hit the solid rock ground and bump your head and your shoulders, and you figure you must have been thrown from the cart, and Next up is Milo, and he feels the same sensation and wakes to the same hard landing on this rock ground or not concrete, like rock or solid ground. And then Theron and then Dagrin, and all four of
Did they
you
have
come to lying on what appears to, or what feels to be, a rock ground.
did Theron and Dagrin have a nicer fall when they landed on me and Milo?
No, you would have. Yeah, they're not throwing you onto each other. They're throwing you maybe side by side, or no one lands on anyone else. Everyone lands on rock ground. We have no favorites in these games.
Did the cart ride count as a long rest?
No.
Okay.
So
Do we still have the bags on our heads?
you do still have the bags on your heads.
What can I smell?
Roll me a perception in the tower. You smell the smell of fungus. Horrible, stenchy, moldy, musty fungus.
Ooh, I expected you to say, you smell bag.
No, that's silly. Don't be
That's
silly.
cool. Thanks.
Does anyone else want to try and do anything? Is everyone just sort of resigned to their fate? No one wants to try and escape or shuffle or...
I want to work on the rope or whatever our hands were bound with.
Okay, so you want to try and
Get out of it.
shivel your way out? Give me a
Yeah.
dex save, a dex check in the tower. Alright, so with a bit of shuffling around with your tiny little midget knobbly hands, you halfling, you managed to get the ropes free enough that you would be ready to pull your hands out at a moment's notice. Whether you do or not is up to you, but you're currently able to pull your hands free.
Okay. I'll leave it looking like I'm bound still.
Okay. Does anyone else want to try anything?
I guess I'll try the same. Was it a dex check?
You can either do a dex check to try and untangle yourself, or you can do a strength check to try and break free.
I'll do a dex check.
Okay.
Might do the same.
All right.
I'll just wait patiently for right this second.
Yep. So, Din, you don't manage to break free. In fact, it almost feels like you've managed to tighten the knots on your hands a little bit, and now they're cutting into your wrists.
I feel like a roll of one.
Not a one, just not great. Theron, you managed to get them loose. You feel like you could maybe break free easily, but it's not freely. Like you wouldn't just be able to instantly pull them out. You might be easier for you to break out by strength, by snapping what's there. And before anyone else does anything else,
Even with my whopping 8 strength.
I said easier. I didn't say easy. It may still be difficult for someone such as yourself, but it's definitely not going to be as hard as it would have been before. So, before any of you can do much else, you're all roughly hauled to your feet, and you hear some voices. Does anyone speak Undercommon?
Nope.
I'll check. No.
No one else? Alright. So you hear some gruff voices speaking in what you recognize to be Undercommon, but you can't understand what you're saying. But they start getting agitated, and then Din, you get a whack in the back of the head as someone starts yelling right next to your bag, almost straight into your ear, and they're yelling in a language you don't understand. And then they shove you again, and then Dargrin at the back, you feel a shove on you, and the same yelling's coming through your ears, and then someone grabs your hands that are tied and tells you to pull them up above your head. So they're tied in front of you. If that wasn't said, sorry. So they tell you to lift them up high above your head, or sort of motion for your arm to do that.
Sure, I'll do it for right this second.
Cool. So you lift your hands up, and then you feel a wooden pole slide between the arch that you've made with your arms. And Theron, you get the hard clunk of a wooden pole bang into the back of your head, and then someone's yelling at you and trying to lift your arms up to hook them over the pole as well.
Is the pole like just is it held by someone, or is it like fastened to something?
You're not sure. It's currently sitting horizontal, like it's sort of, if it was to be dropped, it would be sitting on your shoulder, pointing behind you and pointing forwards. Whether it's
Alright.
on someone or part of something, you're unsure.
Alright, I'm gonna grab it and tug on it as hard as I can to like try to wrest it from someone if they're holding it or whatever.
Okay. So you're trying to pull it, or you're just trying to hold on
Yeah.
to it? Yeah. Okay.
Like just yank it.
Yeah. So you give it a yank, and Theron's collected again as the pole bangs into the back of his head once more, and then you hear a shout.
Plan worked perfectly.
You hear a shout of what definitely sounds to be anger, and then you feel a lash whip out across your back, and it's now you realize that all your armor that was on you before has been stripped as the lash goes straight to your bare skin across your back. And
I
roll
tell how
me a
many of them-
D4.
D4? Alright. Can I tell how many people are around?
There's at least 3 or 4 voices you can hear. You take 4 slashing damage.
Damn. Alright.
And blood starts seeping down your back.
Did I get a hold of the
Yep,
wooden
so
pole at all?
it's still in your arms, but they're whipping and yelling you now. So if you want to keep holding on to it, you may, maybe at a bit of a disadvantage in this combat.
Right. What? Do I have spell slots yet? I do, but I don't have any. So my plan is stillborn. I was gonna divine smite people with the pole, but I don't have any spell slots to use. So I'll stop doing my plan now.
Probably would have collected Theron with a divine smite.
Yeah, just whack him in the back of the head. I cast divine smite.
Yeah, I'll hit Theron a couple more times in frustration, since that was pretty satisfying, and then I'll stop struggling.
Hang on one sec.
It's somehow Theron's fault.
Hang on, I've just got to be a parent for 30 seconds.
Sounds like some bullshit.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry. So, you stop pulling on the wooden beam after taking the lash, and Theron, the drow, sort of go back to yelling and trying to get your arms wrapped around it, or sort of to allow it to go through it, lifting them above your head. Do you oblige?
I'm pretty dazed and out of it. I'm not going to assist. I'm just going to be a complete dead weight. So I'm not going to actively resist, but I'm not helping them out either.
Fair enough. So with a bit of pushing and shoving, and then eventually another one of these people coming up and holding your arms above your head, they slide it through, and they're pretty rough with you. And you take another clonk along the side of your head, and you feel a bit of blood running down just above your ear, and does nothing to help your dazed and confusedness. Milo, you feel two hands under your arms, and then you're lifted up, and another pair of hands grabs your wrists and goes to pull it above your head, and you feel a pole start to come sliding up between your hands, and then the hands
I thought you
drop
were going to say cheeks.
and you're this is not a rape fantasy, thanks very much. And then the hands drop you, and you are left dangling from the ropes around your wrist, and you're sort of having to hold on to your hands for the moment because you've undone the ropes. So you're basically hanging by your hands on this pole, 3 or 4 feet off the ground from your height. So what do you?
I'm gonna call out in common.
Yep.
What are you guys doing? What's going on? Do any of you speak common?
And you hear back in very sort of broken common, silence! Silence!
These drow are from New Zealand.
Quite possibly.
Well, how do you say that in America?
Shut the fuck up! No, it's Australian.
Get off the grass.
So your calls are sort of met with nothing but shouts of telling you to be quiet, silence, various random words thrown in that don't make sense. But the general gist of it is that they're ignoring you and telling you to be quiet.
Okay. I'm gonna try to pull my legs up to the pole and like wrap them around so I could ride like a pig.
All right.
Pig.
So you basically just become a roast pig on the spit, and they don't stop you. They allow you to. So I don't think they're really prepared for halflings, to be quite honest, with this plan of travel. So Din, you are next up in line, and sure enough, you feel someone tugging at your elbows and your hands, and yelling in this foreign language that you can't understand to, you assume, lift them above your head, and then you feel the wooden beam guided towards the back of your head, and it rams in between your shoulders before trying to find its way through. Do you do anything to try and stop it?
No. After being beaten so much and not being able to see and not knowing where I am, I decided to just play it out until a better opportunity arises.
Sweet. So you two are then sort of hung onto this rope, and all 4 of you feel a 5th at the far end that's likely to be Kajin, but he's quiet and untalkative. But there's another person stuck onto this beam.
Knowing him, he probably sold us out.
all you hear is, guys, you said you'd give me gold and not take me with them.
Didn't he? He did go back and talk to that girl, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's dead now.
Yes.
So he tried to sell us out to her, she got betrayed. That's clearly what happened.
And then he got double betrayed?
Yes.
Okay. So, you guys feel in turn again someone coming along beside each of you, fiddling with the ropes of your hands, and when they get to Milo, they begin fiddling with the ropes of your hands, and then they just fall open. And you hear a shout of alarm, and then you feel a whack as a club or a blunt instrument smacks into the side of you, and you lose your grip on the wood, and you fall to the rock or the ground on your back, and your hands are free, your feet are free, but there's still a bag on your head. What do you do?
Pull the bag off my head.
So you reach up and you feel it, and it's tied at the back of your neck. And as you begin trying to undo this knot frantically, roll me a quick dex save in the tower.
It's
And
in the tower so he can tell you failed.
Even though he rolled a 20.
even though he did actually roll not a 20, but rolled 20, so you managed to untie it pretty quick, and then you rip the bag off your head. And do you have dark vision?
Nope.
So you take the bag off your head, and it is almost as dark as the bag on your head. You can see the faint outline of what looks to be 2 or 3 drow, and they're either standing over you or a couple of feet away, moving towards you. And then you look to the left, and you see the group all strapped to this big long wooden beam, and like almost as if they're going to be marched along. And then just a couple of feet beyond them, you see a huge rock wall going up further than your eyes allow you to see. And you look to the right, and about a foot to the right, the ground just drops away.
Okay, I'm gonna put my hands up like I'm giving up. I'm gonna say out, don't hit me. I'll come with you. Just don't hit me again, please.
And
And while they're
Yep.
distracted with him, I'm gonna try and bust out of my restraints with my whopping 8 strength.
okay, give me a DC 12 strength check. You can do it out of the chat, or out in the chat if you like. So you bust a move, and your hands come free from your ropes with a snap, and you can hear the sort of the shouting, and you hear Milo calling out, "Don't hurt me, please, don't hurt me!" And then you're free. What do you do?
Gonna quickly try and get the bag off.
All right, give me a dex check. Oh, look at that. So you managed to get the bag off as well. Just reach behind your head, definitely pull the knots loose, and you pull the bag up. And do you have dark vision?
Yes, 60
Yes, you
feet.
do. So you see rather clearly. You see pretty much the same thing. To one side of you, to the left, is a solid rock face. To the right, where you see Milo just now being grabbed by the first 2 of these drow and hefted. They've got one arm under each of his, and they're sort of holding him in midair between them. Just beyond him is a sheer drop into pitch darkness, and the path extends in front and behind. As far as you can see, it looks about maybe 4 or 5 foot wide. Just behind you, you see in the darkness, maybe 20 feet away, it's widened out considerably, and there's a cart. I assume it's the cart that you've come in on. But it doesn't look like the path that you're currently on would fit any sort of vehicle or people travelling more than a few abreast without risking falling into this chasm on the other side.
How far are the drow from the sheer drop?
About a foot. So one of them's about a foot away. The other, then Milo, and then the other one, the next one in is. So they're like standing almost in a line from you to the drop. So there's the closest one to the edge is a foot away from the drop, and they're currently holding Milo. Milo, roll a new character.
Oh no.
I can see where this is
pretty
going.
clearly that-
And
Is it pretty clear that people are
Going
like breaking
to
out and stuff?
Yes,
now?
so it's
Eldritch Blast,
quite
and I
loud.
have Repelling Blast, which will... What's that?
I was just answering Dagger and saying it's quite loud.
I'm breaking out.
Okay, so Theron, you cast a blast of magic. Everyone rolls initiative.
And I have the Repelling Blast Eldritch Invocation, which means my Eldritch Blast will knock targets back 10 feet.
Okay. Are you sure?
Uh-oh. Bye, Milo.
So
So they're
okay,
currently
if
holding
I
on
do
to
this-
Milo.
What? Right, so Milo's going to go with them.
Yes.
You could. Milo has the highest initiative, so you can like see what he's going to do.
Theron is currently having a surprise round because they don't know
Oh,
he's
yeah.
escaped. They're currently dealing with Milo, so it's his initiative first, and then it'll go to initiative.
I see.
I don't know.
So, I
don't
mean,
wanna...
I would normally
wanna
allow
kill a
you straight off the
party
bat,
member,
but it is another party member that you're risking killing here, and I don't know just how much he's going to thank you for that.
You could ready an action.
Yeah, I don't know. Theron really wants to get out of here, but I say I don't want to. I don't really want to. I don't want to kill another party member. That's.
Oh, thank you.
Milo's like,
Another party member.
How about I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on one of the drow holding Milo?
that could work.
Shall I just cast it with no target?
Yep, I will. I haven't got a map, so I haven't put NPCs in the track yet. Sorry. That's it.
I think that's a hint that none of this was supposed to happen.
Why not? Haven't put the
Oh,
map
no.
yet doesn't mean doesn't exist.
Oh no, the fact that you don't have a map.
Dan's just playing it by the seat of his pants, man.
All that lateness and prep for fixing stuff. I don't know where I was going with that.
No, not sure either. Okay, so you guys, these are the. Oh, one more. Sorry.
Oh, I just noticed I've got double armor of shadows on at the moment, so one of those probably needs to go.
Yeah. So, the two that are holding Milo are Scout 9 and Scout 2. And which of those? The Scout 9 is the one that's closest to the edge. So this is a theater of the mind.
Yeah, so I didn't hear a Scout 9 and Scout
2.
what?
Scout 9 and Scout 2.
Why don't you just use a
I'll go
generic,
for number 2.
a generic map?
Could do.
You could like grey out where the drop is.
Yeah.
Are you taking a piss?
Who, me?
No. Person taking a whiz.
Sorry.
It wasn't a no. It's just a sorry. Psst. Ooh, perfect. Found the map. Found a map I can use. Okay. So, you guys. Can you see that section of the map that is clear?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, perfect.
Yep.
So for the purposes of this, the south grey section is the ledge that you are standing on.
Oh, so the brown section is the drop.
Yep. and the very southern edge of what you can see is the sheer wall. So we have Din, Milo, Scout, Divan. Actually, Divan was right at the back. Dagrin, you were first when you'd been hit first. Dunk. Theron.
You said I was at the back or something.
Yep. So then Divan was put on. So from the right is where the cart is. So the cart's there-ish.
I thought nine was. I thought 9 was the one closest to the edge.
What are you talking about? And actually, I'll put you guys closer. There. There you go. So that's your current situation. I'll put in the other drow who are all moving around.
Why does Dagrin's token not have a green thing around it?
Because I'm secretly working for the drow.
Yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
my
okay.
turn, I think it says on the combat tracker.
Yep.
I think that's why.
Oh yeah, okay.
There you go.
Oh, no, it's still not green. That's weird.
Did Dan use the right token?
Pretty sure I did.
That's...
I'll just redo
Yeah,
it.
that's me. Oh, yeah, there it
Now
goes.
it's the right
I
token.
dragged it up. I dragged everything off the map. Like my other tokens are completely covered. Anyway, so Theron, this is your current situation that you can see.
Okay, so I've got a chance to rethink my spell I just
Yes,
cast.
yes, definitely.
Seeing the
If this
situation.
looks different for your action, you are more than welcome to change it.
Is this accurate? So this ledge
No,
right
these
here,
that
is that...
continues on along there,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it's slightly wider to it. Like the cart's probably a little bit bigger than that, about there. And then
So if I blast,
if
I blast number 2, I know he's holding on to Milo, but
Yep.
based on sort of the things, if I blast him off the edge, is he likely to be carrying Milo with him, or
yes, so he's going to be using the same rules as any creature that has a grapple or a tentacle type thing, and that anything that he's currently holding will be taken with him until he's broken free, of course.
just trying to think of other actions? I don't really have anything on hand to help me free one of the other guys in a hurry, do I? Because I don't have very long.
No, you can use your action to try and help someone get their hands or their hat off.
Fuck it. I'm just going to go hideous laughter on number 2.
Okay.
Well, he won't be holding on Milo any longer. Suddenly, it's really hilarious for him. Well, that is if he succeeds.
Yeah. So I just target him and then roll the. I think it has a roll for a wisdom save, yeah.
Yeah, I did earlier, but I can do it again if you like.
Oh, did you? Oh, yep. So he succeeded. So he isn't debilitated by the spell.
Okay, and I've got full movement.
You sorry?
Have I got full movement?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to run like hell, my full 30 that away. Off the map.
See ya. I think that's where they were taking us.
I used my full movement and run 30 the way we were coming. This is probably not going to go well for me.
See ya. Hey, grab my shield and sword while you're over there. I'm assuming it's on the cart, but
Oh, hang on, you're in a cart. I just have got. So you meet the cart here, and are you gonna try and run past all of these guys to get around it and go back the way you came?
I'm trying to think. Um,
Like, you can't go down, so if you want to change your movement to sort of go up towards, you could maybe get up there. If you wanted to make a beeline through them.
just trying to think. Trying to stealth, even if I could get away, would require an action too, wouldn't it?
You also can't stealth if you're in plain sight.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning, even if I could get behind cover.
Hmm.
I think I'm going to go back to original plan. I'm going to try and run towards where they were going for now, just because there's less guys that way.
Away from them. I think that was there. Alright,
Basically.
cool. So that'll end your turn. We'll call it there. Milo, you are held by 2 drow at present. They've lifted up. You've sort of surrendered and said, "Don't hurt me," and they've grabbed you. They've got a pretty strong grip on you. It's not to say you wouldn't be able to escape, but whether you do or not is completely up to you. And you see Theron cast some sort of magic at one of them, but he seems unaffected, and his grip remains as strong as ever.
Since I don't have dark vision, could I see where he ran off or any of these other drow around me?
As
Does
soon
it
as he
hold me?
got past like there, he was lost to you. You couldn't see anymore. The only light is coming from the card itself, which has 2 lanterns on it, and they offer 60 feet of dim light, which is there. So you basically see him just as he reaches the end of his movement.
Okay. I guess I'll try and break the grapple.
All right, roll me a dex save in the tower. And you manage to wriggle your left arm free of Drow Scout 2. And Drow Scout 9 manages to keep a firm grip on your arms. And you're sort of dangling, but then just the extra weight, you sort of fall to the ground so you can get better footing for your next attempt. And I'll allow you to try and break out with your bonus action if you'd like to try and break out of the other Drow.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Another
do another dex or strength check, your choice. In the save, sorry, in the tower. And you give a big, hefty, full, hard yank, and his nails scrape along the underside of your arm, drawing blood, and then his grip just tightens like a vice, and you're unable to break free.
Okay.
So.
I'm still gonna yell out, "Please don't hurt me."
So you're breaking free, yelling, "Don't hurt me! Leave me alone!"
so you're doing the opposite of like stop resisting.
Yeah.
Let me go! Let me go! Take me with you! Take me! I don't know. So, seeing one of the prisoners running free, who appears to be the caravan leader, dashes up past the rest of you and into the darkness, chasing Theron. And the scout number 9 keeps his grip strong on you and attempts to shove you back towards where the others are all tied up. Roll me a strength check if you'd like to resist.
Wait, he's shoving me back towards the wall?
Yep, so he wants to shove you this way towards the rest are tied up. So he sort of wants to, because the other one's not holding you now, you're on the ground, but he's got a grip. He wants to sort of push you towards the wall with his...
I'll let him do that.
Alright, cool. So he takes you to the rest and then begins trying to fasten you to the beam. He's having a bit of trouble because there's no one there to help him lift you up that high off the ground. And then he realizes that he'll also need someone to tie your hands back above the rope. So You're just basically
Okay, well-
there fluffing around at the moment.
Okay, that's fine.
The other guards, a couple of them give chase. Excuse me. And one of them was a little bit better positioned and managed to get a decent catch on Theron. And he whacks at you with the base of his spear, deals a critical hit,
Uh-oh.
and you feel a heavy smack going across the back of your head as he rams his spear, or the base of his spear, not the sharp bit, into the back of your head in an attempt to knock you down. And we move on.
Always the creature's first fucking attack on someone.
Yep, there's always a crit.
Always crit.
What are the odds? So Scout
I don't know,
2,
Dan. You tell me.
I don't know, I've got to turn off that button. Scout 2 moves forwards to attempt to help 9 get Milo back on the beam, and he spends his turn helping tie Milo to the pole.
Can I struggle against that?
Yep. So you can struggle in your next turn. They won't have tied you. He's just going to spend his action trying to help.
Okay.
Cool. Din, you're hearing this noise going on, and then you hear footsteps running past, and you hear Theron casting a spell and muttering something under his breath, and then him run away, and then you hear a quick thud from the darkness, and then it's your turn. What do you do?
Well, did Milo sort of grunt? Would I be able to make out that it was Milo getting thudded behind me?
You can definitely hear them fussing around behind you and speaking in Undercommon. You can't tell what they're doing, but it sort of, you can sort of feel that someone's being relashed to this beam. And with the drow talking, you assume it's not good guys undoing the ropes at this point.
And I haven't screaming out, "Don't hurt me."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say it's loud enough so that everyone can hear me.
Yeah.
If they wanted us dead, they would have killed us. We could wait this out for a better opportunity rather than get ourselves fucked over by being outnumbered and tied up and weaponless.
Are you like on the top of a mountain playing this game or
I
something?
think his mic is against his heart, and he's very excited.
It's like-
that's my dog.
Is he banging your house again?
He's got fine.
Just put him down. Alright, so you do nothing, you just sort of warn everyone else to sort of
Stand down, basically.
stop resisting! Stop resisting!
Yeah, this
Din's
is my-
betrayed us. Throw him off the cliff.
It's my soldier background coming in from when we used to take prisoners and
Yes.
if we
And kill
wanted
the
them
ones
dead-
you didn't need.
Exactly. If we wanted them dead, they'd be dead. Otherwise, we'd take them to cells and whatever.
Fair enough. So that passes your turn to Dagrin. Now you, I saw you roll a strength check before. So it was out of your initiative, but you can still use that roll, which was enough to break your hands free. Should you wish to do that still?
Is Milo still wiggling around and shit?
You
Like I
can't.
can feel him on the
Yeah,
bar.
yeah. You can feel their lashing and the two people
Like
talking.
how
next to you.
do they have us tied to the bar? Is it just like the ropes are
So you're-
over the bar?
Your hands are tied together, like almost like they're crossed at the wrists in front of you, and then if you hold those hands above your head, the bar's going, or even just over through your shoulder and your hands to that. So you can't bring your hands down in front of you, and you can't lift your shoulder up past the beam.
So, but we're not tied to the beam. It's just like it's over us.
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah. Like you'd have to get to one or other end of the beam to
And how
unloop
thick is
yourself.
How thick is the beam?
If you wouldn't be able to wrap both your you wouldn't be able to touch fingers if you wrapped your hands around it. It's probably 3 or 4 inches in diameter further than you'd be able to do that. So
So
maybe
like, wait,
like
like, one
a
hand or
decent
two?
both hands.
Oh,
So,
holy
so
shit!
quite a
Alright.
decent beam.
Alright,
It's
that's
not like
way
a tree
bigger
trunk. Like it's a almost like a square Railway sleeper size. There you go. That's the perfect description. Like a railway sleeper size.
Shit. All right. Well, I can't see anything, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, just in case, I guess I'm gonna bust through my ropes and pull the bag off my head in
Okay.
case Milo or someone else needs help.
So you snap the ropes around your wrist with an almighty "Ugh!" and then roll me a Dex check for your
Save or
bag.
check.
Did I just save before?
Oh, it's the same thing either way. So.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you don't manage to undo the ropes very quickly, but at the end of your turn, you pull them off and you can sort of see what's going on. So you get the bag off eventually, but you can't do much else.
All right. Can I take a look and see where the wagon is to see if I can see any of our equipment?
Yeah. So you can see that's where the light's coming from. The wagon behind you. You don't see any equipment in it. It looks pretty empty. There's just seats along each side, and yeah, it doesn't look to be much except those lanterns there.
All right. Well, I guess that's it then.
Okie doke. So the guard sees you break out of your lashes, and he moves up towards you, and he shouts something in Undercommon to you, and he points at your hands, and he shouts again, and then he smacks the hilt of his, or the base of his spear once more, into your face.
Oh, okay.
So you're... Nope. So, and it just sort of
It's
slides
11
past your
AC.
face.
Damn.
No armor, no nothing. He just slides it straight into your face and, or straight past your face and misses. And then in his embarrassment, he sort of yells something else again and then points at the ropes. And Devan, in his fear of the unknown, stays hooded and tied. And we move to Theron, who's got two drow beset upon him. One of them smacked him in the back and nearly laid him low with a single hit. And both of them are now on top of him. So what do you do?
Fuckers with me. I take aim at Drellguard number 1.
Did you say you're going to take those fuckers with you? Because all I heard was, fuckers with me.
That was it. Well, I'm going to take Drellguard 1 with me anyway. And I'm going to go for a repelling blast and try and send him
Blast him off the edge. Oh no. Okay, cool. So cast a spell.
Jeez.
Please hit.
Damn.
Yes. I'll roll damage, but the important thing is he goes flying back 10 feet.
And makes it clear across the cavern and lands safely on the other side.
So does using your invocation cost anything, or does it literally just make blast better?
It literally just makes Eldritch Blast better.
Wow, that's amazing. So yep, you smack him, and with a canned movie scream that everyone is familiar with, he goes flying backwards off the edge, and is silent.
Alright, I'm going to use my Awakened Blast to basically just scream complete fucking gibberish as loud as I can into these two guys' minds. Just to, I don't know, try and intimidate them.
Okay, you can pick one. I'll let you pick one, and you can roll an intimidation as a bonus action on it.
Or you could just start gibbering out loud and just.
Well, if he does
I'll
it into
hear
their
him
mind,
hear it
they
in his
can
head and go,
understand
what
him.
the fuck's
Yeah.
going on? So, we'll go for the leader.
Okay. Roll an intimidation.
Tower or just in chat?
Doesn't matter. You fail either way.
Wow, you were right.
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
So you just sort of shout loudly into his mind, "Stop hurting me!" Or something along those lines. Something
Why are you
equally
detaining me,
unintimidating.
officer? Why are you detaining me?
He's not resisting arrest. He's not resisting arrest. And he is sufficiently unintimidated
I'm a free man of the land.
So now we go to Milo. Your turn. So you've got two.
Actually, I was going to
Oh, yep.
suicidally try and run away. I don't care about the opportunities. Theron's running for his life.
Wow.
Okay, so you continue running down the path.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll
So
be surprised if he makes.
Drow Guard 3, he attempts to whack you once more with his spear, lands a hit, and knocks you down.
And I'm down.
You are down.
Well, are they doing lethal or non-lethal?
That was non-lethal, so he smacked
Okay.
him with the base of his spear in an attempt to knock him out.
Well,
And
it worked.
that attempt succeeded, and the leader just sort of nods at the guard and doesn't try to kill him. So now we go to Milo's turn. You currently got one of the drow holding you up, so your arms are sort of around there. He's struggling to hold you up at this point, so it wouldn't take much to get out. And the other one has got some rope and he's about to start lashing your hands.
All right, I want to try to break the grapple.
Yep. So roll me a dex or strength. And yet you writhe free pretty easily.
Okay. And then as I drop down, I guess, I just want to yell at them and be like, I'll come with you. I just, hanging from that pole hurts. Do you speak common?
Please. So
Don't hurt me.
do you want to like make any motions to try and sort of illustrate your intent? Like you're not trying to hurt them. Do you sort of wave like open hands and just, I don't know, point at the beam or something? Like how do you want to try and convey this? Because they can't understand
He's
your
a
language.
monk.
Okay.
Open hands is intimidating. He's a monk.
Yeah, I'll just sort of like wave my arms back and forth like an X motion.
Yep.
And point at the bar, then, just kind of get on my knees and kind of bow my head.
You should throw a crotch chop in there too.
You just bow your head and headbutt him in the nuts. Ha! Take that, Drow Guard. But also don't hurt me, please.
I'm not resisting.
So do you finish your turn with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Drow caravan leader comes up and he looks at you and then he says in perfect common, "You'll be tied to the end of the train. Stop trying to escape." And then continues walking or making their way down the path to where Dagrin is currently unattached.
Oh yeah, ladies, unattached Degrin.
So Scout 9 and 2, they beckon you to come down towards the back of where they basically come back to behind Duvan, where they will lash you to the group. And Drow 3 begins dragging Theron's unconscious, lifeless body back towards the group.
Unconscious and lifeless. Ouch.
Perhaps he's dead. He's probably not. They didn't try to kill him.
Oh well, I feel satisfied with what I've achieved.
You killed one. So Din,
Uh,
it's currently your turn. You've heard what the Drow caravan leader said. You heard him say that to Milo, and you've heard Milo say, sort of fumbling over his words, saying, just don't hang me from this stick. And then you heard the sliding of the guy dragging the body back towards the group.
Yeah, I guess after hearing the giant scream, followed by muttering gibberish, followed by the thud and the sound of a falling body, followed by Milo begging to not be hurt and tied.
Doesn't sound particularly hopeful when you put it like that.
I really wish I had Thunderwave right now. That'd be pretty handy with all these drow around me.
Yep.
I should have already died and rolled a bard. Anyway, I just sighed and end my turn.
Okay. Dagrin,
All right.
do you do anything?
Mostly out of spite at this point, since he's just rubbing his spear on my face suggestively. I'm gonna snatch that bitch out of his hands.
Yep. Okay. How do grabbing weapons work?
Be opposed strength.
It is
check,
opposed
isn't it?
strength, isn't it? And it's a
Yeah, I'm pretty
disarm.
sure.
Oh, fuck off!
so,
Give me inspiration. Hurry.
so he's just rubbing the pole along your face, and then you're gently caressing it with both hands. Oh, and you throw in a tongue.
No!
It takes a tongue, roll a
This is your
d4.
fault, Dan. Somehow you have it set for me to roll one.
Oh, shit. I wish it was. I wish that was a thing. Oh my goodness. So,
I'm so sure it is a thing.
if it is, I would use it all the time for specific people, and you know who. So,
What, dagger?
no,
Now
no.
you turned it off, obviously.
Yep.
Wait, it's supposed to be a strength check, right? Yeah, see, look, that's why.
Those were all checks.
Wait, didn't
I
that
mean,
specific
save is what I meant.
Ah, right. No.
didn't that specific person roll 3 1s in a row the other night?
Yes.
I
Like I
rolled a
said,
bunch of
if that
ones
button
last
was a thing.
session. Ah, shit me.
So you don't get the spear off him, but he does attempt to smack you as you do that, because you failed. Oh, but he doesn't target you. Hang on. He
So we're
hits
just
you,
like slap fighting.
and you take a whopping 4 damage to the nose. So at this point, Devan does nothing. Theron's unconscious. You can try and roll a crit 20 and come back with 1 life.
Okay. So
Just a death save. On your main sheet page, you can click the death save button.
Oh, yep.
Oops. Okay. Of course, I roll max.
That's not a 20, is it?
It's got a 2 in it, but you're missing some key features of the 20.
Is that not close enough? I'm
Oh,
just
he-
missing a 0, and zeros don't even mean anything.
Ah, I see. Okay. Dagon, you rolled a hit dice for some reason. Why'd you
Yep,
do that?
I fixed it,
Ah,
I
sweet.
think.
Yep. Looks good. So, does anyone carry on resisting after this? Milo, do you go with the 2 guards who are dragging you towards the end of the group now to be lashed on and walk under your own power?
Yeah, I go with them, but I want to ask the leader guy, the one who spoke to me,
Yep.
if I can not be tied up because it hurts my hands, and I don't want a bag on my head because I need to see where I'm walking. I'm very clumsy.
He looks at you and he says, "You will be tied." And he thinks for a moment and roll me a persuasion in the tower.
Come on.
And after a moment of contemplation, he says, "And you will be bagged. The rope will guide you."
Just drag his ass behind all of us.
Yeah, basically. So I mean, given the manner of this travel, it's not going to be hard for you to, keep walking without going into things. Everyone's sort of tied to a pole, so it's not like they're going to be running at great speed around windy bends and whatnot. So you lashed on, and then the guard brings Theron to the back also. Pushes up the other 2, and before you are tied on, Theron is lashed on. And Devan and Dagrin, you notice
I'm
quite
free as fuck.
Oh yeah, you haven't been tied up. Sorry, I forgot to ask. Did you stop at this point, or you want to keep
Okay,
fighting?
Just one more time. Out of spite. Spite needs to power my fucking soul. Yes!
So you managed to grab a hold of this weapon and
I fucking throw it off the cliff.
and he looks shocked
Stare
and
at him with
surprised, and
fucking-
the other drow take a step towards you, like you're starting something again. And the leader looks over.
I just chuck it off the cliff and I put my hands on the fucking pole and wait to be left.
Like, stop touching me with that dirty
You
fucking rod.
Get that shit out of my face, you asshole.
Alright, so he lashes you on. The two of you are pushed up, and then, yeah, Theron's sort of attached by his hands, unconscious, and then as his weight drops fully onto it, you feel the beam be dragged down, and it's sort of heavy and digging into your shoulders, and then Milo, you were lashed on behind Theron, and or sort of to where Theron's ropes are attached to this beam, and you have enough slack to walk just behind the group. And
Okay.
then you are bagged. Dagrin is bagged once more, and Theron's unconscious body is also bagged.
He'll never see again.
Yeah, they cut out his eyes with spears, but not the spear you threw over the edge. Oh no.
That's all I wanted to do, man.
Well,
Oh, well, we gave it a good shot.
yeah, you killed one and unarmed another.
It's all part of my plan, guys. Just we keep doing this until I manage to throw everyone's spears over the end, and then we just punch the shit out of them. They're just shitty drows. There's no way they could beat us.
No way at all. So, backing out of this map now, where we're done there, you guys begin to be sort of shepherded, herded along this path. Din in the front, you can sort of feel someone guiding the beam around sort of shallow corners and around things that may be in the way, and you're sort of stepping along as best you can, keeping up with it. After a couple hours, go ahead.
On the journey, like every 10 feet, I want to purposely fall down and then act like I'm tripping.
Every 10 feet. Alright, so the first time you fall down, there's a mumble or like a groan come from behind you from one of the drow, and he grabs the scruff of your neck and lifts you up and stands you on your feet, and I'm guessing you fall like weak-legged again straight away, or do you...
Like as we're walking, I want to make it look like I'm tripping.
Oh, so tripping, not like your legs are giving out?
Yeah.
Okay. So you trip over, and he stands you up and gives you a little shove, and the group carries on, plodding along. And then 10 feet later, you air quotes, trip again. And the grumble, the moan sounds a little bit more angry this time, as he picks you up and he sort of lifts you full bodily and then stomps you on the ground heavily to like make a point. And then the group continues
that second
along.
time I'm gonna yell out, I can't see where I'm going.
The guys don't understand. The caravan leader might not be around. He certainly doesn't answer if he is around. So you guys continue on, and then sure enough, 10 feet later, something mystical trips you over once more, and
Mystical.
and you fall down, and then you hear nothing come from the guy behind you, and the group continues plodding along, and you find yourself being dragged, much like your good buddy Theron, along the ground. And whether you want to try and stand up, or if you're just happy sort of being slid along, it's only going to make the rest of the group's travel more difficult.
All right, I'll try to stand up and stop falling over.
Yep.
Unless I fall over for real.
So you're
But I
being
also
dragged
want
along,
to
and you scramble
work-
up to your feet.
I also want to work on the rope like I did before, not take it off, but see if I can get it loose.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand in the tower. +7. You're ridiculous, mate. Bloody ridiculous. So
It's ridiculous.
as you're going along, you're working along on this, and you sort of give it a little play to start with, and wait for a reaction, but none comes forth, and so for the next few hours, you're quietly, subtly playing with the ropes to try and work your way free, and we continue on for several hours, or it feels like several hours, turning into half a day. With no light, there's no way to judge how long you've been doing it. But you're all feeling exhausted. You're all feeling run down. Your legs start to ache. You haven't got any real shoes on, so the leathers or whatever small shit shoes you've got on are wearing through, and blood's coming from your toes and the soles of your feet. It's been torn to shreds on this rock. And the whole time of your travel, you haven't come across any soft grass surfaces, no water to wade through. It's all stone ground. Some of it's smooth, some of it's rough, but it's all hard stone under your feet. And we come to a point where you hear the sound of running water once again. All 4/5 of you hear in the distance the sound of rushing and crashing water, like a continuous flow. And over the next 10-15 minutes of walking, it grows louder and louder and louder until it's almost all encompassing. And then as you're walking along, you're all splashed by, or in order, Din first, you feel water splash along your feet, and then your half your right hand side is splashed with water, and then the next in line, the same again, your right hand side is drenched, and you're sort of wading through maybe ankle deep water, and then everyone in turn has the same experience. And after around 10-15 feet, you come out the other side, and the water starts being behind, or the sound starts being behind you and fading into the darkness. What?
While we were wading through the water,
Yep.
So can I assume that there was like a waterfall? We just like walk in front of a waterfall.
Yep, it's quite likely that you walked alongside or along the base of a waterfall.
Could I attempt to sort of sidestep and try and get a drink? Because I've been walking for a long time without any water. I'm thirsty.
You could like reach your head over and stretch, like with your hands still tied over, to try and put your head under this water flow if it's close enough. But sidestepping is not really an option. Just with the manner of your travel, you're along a solid beam that's being led in front, and your group's behind. So you lean off to the side, and you feel a little bit more water splashing down on your face, and you manage to suck some through the bag on your head. Sort of soaks through the material, but you don't manage to get your head under the spray of this waterfall, or what you assume it to be is a waterfall. You don't manage to get close enough to it to have it completely soaking you, which is just as well, because that's effectively waterboarding.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I feel relieved.
Good.
Is my dead rock still
there? Is your dead rot still there?
Oh, deep rock.
Deep rot. You can't see your hand, but if you could, you'd probably see the deep rot still there.
Thanks.
Am I still out, or have I woken up at some point?
You are currently still unconscious.
Must have hit me pretty hard.
Yep. But at least you're not dead.
At least you get a nice drink as you drag through the water.
Yeah, let's hope they're dragging you face up and not down.
I still think it's worth it.
Probably. So, not much longer after you guys pass the waterfall, as you've correctly guessed what it is. You are stopped, and one of the guards or his caravan people begins talking to his friend, and they have a short conversation between them, and then you're started again. And Din, you notice first that now instead of walking on rock, your feet are on wood, and as you take a step onto this wood, it begins to sway underneath your feet. And the rest of you Yeah, possibly on some sort of suspension bridge. And then as the rest of you come on, you feel the same thing until you're wobbling along this bridge for about a minute. And Theron, you going along this rickety bridge, dunk 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 along your skull, it wakes you up, and you come to being dragged along a swaying, moving wooden bridge. And you can't see anything once again because you are bagged, but yeah, you can definitely tell that you're being dragged along something wooden now.
Can I try subtly swaying the bridge more?
It's not really swaying left and right. It's more like when you step down, it like bounces, sways up and down.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
see.
if you try stepping left to right, it doesn't get much movement. It doesn't sort of start swinging heavily. You just look like a bit of a dolt, stepping like you've got something stuffed up your crack.
Yeah, cool. Just more deeper up.
Is your deep rot still there? Yes, it is.
This wood didn't cure it?
Funnily enough. No.
Yeah, sure.
So, Theron, do you try, or what do you do when you come to?
I'll try. Is there any way I can position myself that I'm just not going to keep donking my head? I think I've had enough.
You can try and like
blows
scramble
for-
yourself to your feet to try and keep up, so you're not being dragged along, or you can just continue to be dragged if you don't really feel like physical exertion.
I think I'm gonna try and scramble with my feet. I think my head's had enough hits over the last day or so.
Cool. So yeah, you stand up, and Milo, you sense him standing up in front of you as the rope sort of jiggled around, and Dagrin and Devan both feel the weight of him lessen as he's no longer being pulled along.
Oh, thank Christ, that lazy bastard.
God, it only took the better part of, seems like 10 or 12 hours. And you guys continue along, and then you reach the end of this bridge, and you have a short moment of travelling along stone again, and then you're on another bridge. And this one's much shorter this time, and by the time Din's stepping up, sorry, by the time Milo's stepping onto the bridge, Din is basically stepping off. So it's quite a short little bridge this time. And you're stopped once again. Milo and a couple of the others are still standing on the bridge, just waiting for whatever the holdup may be. And Din and Dagrin, roll me a perception in the tower.
Woo! That is persuasion. Hold on.
Okay, so you both hear. Din, you hear quite clearly, and Dagrin, you sort of hear from coming up the front. The sound of a key or some sort of lock being turned, and then you hear the swing of wood doors or gates opening, and then you're all moving forwards once more. And as you all take a few steps in, so another 10 feet, the last of you come off the bridge, and you start hearing some strange voices. They sound oddly different. You hear some mumbles and languages that sound like Orcish, some that sound like Gnomish.
I know Orcish.
You know Orcish. So you can't really make out what it is, but you can sort of hear mumbling and recognize key, words
Orky
or phrases.
things.
Yeah. Just you recognize the language, but you can't tell what's being said. And after you all sort of make your way into this hustle and bustle of noise, you all hear this wooden door or gate swing again, and then a clack as it closes, and a lock drops or is locked again, and then you all have your bags taken off your heads. You feel someone tying at the back of your or untying the back of your bags, pulling them off over your heads, and then you find yourself in a small what appears to be a cell of some sort.
I'm debagged.
You're debagged.
I'm debagged.
So here's a map, which may take a moment to load. There's one piece that you should be able to see with an 11 in it.
Yep.
And this is your new room.
Hooray, we're home, guys. We made it.
Good work, team. And that's how big it is. 5 foot a square. And one by one, you're all untied by the beam, and then the drow sort of slide the beam to the door. One of them knocks on the gate, says a word through the little port hole that's there, and the gate latch comes up, swings open, and the remaining drow make their way out of the room. And then the door slams shut behind them. You hear the lock once more. And as you look around the room, we take a bio break. And we'll come back in 10 minutes and continue with what you see. Everyone good for a break?
Yeah.
If you say no, I just say bad luck.